Hello, Senator Ted Cruz. My name's Josh, and I am a fellow Canadian. So let me preface this video by I will try to be short because I know that your time is really valuable. Recently, I've noticed that you've been an advocate for the takedown of the Cuties film on Netflix. I'm 100% on board for what you're doing there. I've talked about it on my channel many times, and I am just as angry as you are at the content from that film. And if you didn't know anything about me, you don't, I'm a dad on YouTube, and I fight against child exploitation. Recently on my channel, I've been uncovering the dangers of family vloggers. I know, women cleaning in tights and making cookies and stuff like that doesn't seem very dangerous, does it? Well, please listen to the following. This thing is threefold. So one of the major glaring issues in this whole family vlogging community is the fact that kids cannot give their consent to put their entire world on the internet for everybody to consume. Oftentimes it's from the moment they are birthed on camera for the world to see. This is a relatively new phenomenon, so channels like John and Kate plus 8 kind of were the benchmark for that, and we all know how that turned out because that turned out into a giant gong show. And so that's kind of where this is all heading. One of the things that's important that these kids do not have protections like kids do in SAG-AFTRA. They work for free and with no promise of any of the income that their parents are making off of them. Some of the family vloggers go so far to say that they are not going to give their kids money and that this is theirs, and they're very open about that. These kids work insane hours and they're used as props in this family vlogging content. They're fake about how amazing their families are, about what they do. They have to come up with content every single day to put out to the world. And as we know as family men, you're a family man as well, that's just impossible. We don't do the things, it's all fake. A lot of these kids also have their own Instagram accounts, which their parents curate and make for them and monitor. Because as you know, kids under the age of 13 are not allowed to be on social media. Right? But it's super easy to get by the rules. They're also made Instagram accounts with massive amounts of followers where they target kid-friendly brands to bring even more money into the family, okay? Sometimes these families make millions and millions of dollars and they have lucrative brand deals and the kids are just props to make more money for their family, okay? So the kids don't even make the money, but they're the visual of the Instagram and the parents make money off that. And it's very lucrative, and I think you know this. It is sad that nothing exists in the law to protect these children, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about. The content that's put out there too is also dangerous for these kids' lives. Currently, you know, when they go to school, socially, when they get older, when they're looking for jobs, getting into relationships, all these things have major ramifications that we have yet to see. And to me, that is really scary. Videos like when they have their first period, shaving their legs for the first time, first boyfriends, first dances, like just things that should not be shared with the world. And it's put on display for the world to see. These kids often sometimes get pulled from their schools because of the relentless bullying, also so the parents can create daily content. So these kids might not even be getting the education they need to have for their futures. Senator Ted Cruz, you're a politician, but you're a father first, and I believe that. I want you to ask your daughters one thing for me. I want you to see if it'd be okay to put content about their first period, bra shopping, swimming in bikinis, shaving your legs for the first time, tantrums, acne, and all the things that they struggle with for the world to see. I would love to hear the response to if you would have done that, what they would have thought about it. And these kids are often coerced and pressured into doing these things with promises of money and clout and fame. And these kids, as you know, don't have full understanding of what they're doing on the platform. And so the parents will obviously trick them, coerce them, and tell them that this is all about them. And you know, as I do, as a father, that if you approach your kid, they're going to do anything to please you. And a lot of these parents use that as leverage to keep these kids on their channels without their consent. I think you'll agree with me that a child cannot fully consent to these things. Parents are using them as a means to bring money into their families, a full career, and it's very lucrative. They make sometimes millions upon millions of dollars. They often tie their entire livelihood into this family vlog sphere that they've created, and they rely on YouTube and Instagram to pay their bills, which in parallel means that they rely on their kids to bring in the money for them. And I think you'd agree with me as well that no kid should ever have to shoulder responsibility of their family's well-being. My last point is about the analytics. And this is where it gets really scary. Recently on my channel, I've done some digging into these family vloggers' analytics on YouTube, on Instagram, and the places that they put their children. Some of these kids have massive amounts of followers, upwards of 5 million followers. One that I follow, her name is Everly. She has 5.1 million subscribers on Instagram. She is blue check marked and she's 7 years old. To post an ad with her on Instagram would cost you upwards of $30,000 for one post. And she's 7 years old. Her parents put her in skimpy clothes and she dances like an adult on Instagram for people to see. She's 7 years old. And here's who's watching her. What you're seeing here is the audience demographic for that little girl's Instagram that her parents run, curate, and monitor. Not only are the private messages she's probably receiving very scary, and they obviously won't tell her, but look at this. Her demographic is 84% male. Between the ages of 13 and 17 are 36% of that 84%, And then between the adults between the ages of 18 and 34 make up the other half. Senator Cruz, why are adult men watching a 7-year-old girl on Instagram? What could possibly be the attraction? That is over 3.5 million men watching a 7-year-old little girl on Instagram dance and dress inappropriately. And her parents know all of these analytics and do it regardless. These families have no regard for the safety of their children. Predators are watching and stalkers are leaving comments. They are being ingested by predators and sometimes they're being stalked, and these families will make videos about them being stalked. On my channel, my followers and I have discovered a wormhole on YouTube, whereas predators are making playlists of kids in diapers, kids in their bathing suits, bra shopping, period, hauls, all these types of things that these family vloggers are ingesting, and they're making public playlists that are being shared on forums. A lot of these men who create these playlists have subscribers on their channel, upwards of 100 subscribers, and they have zero content on their channels. Why would they have subscribers with no content? The playlists are everything here. We've uncovered a new way for predators to ingest this content legally. And these parents are doing nothing to protect their kids. In fact, they know it's happening and will continue to put their kids on this platform. Families like the Rich family from the R Life in Florida have admitted on camera on multiple occasions that they're being stalked. Other bloggers have said their animals have been murdered and people are coming near their house, and they make videos on this. This is dangerous, and unless something changes, this only gets worse. Because this is really lucrative. Teens are actually becoming pregnant because of channels like Jess Fam, who was pregnant when she was a teenager and started documenting it on YouTube, and now is very wealthy because of it. And teens are seeing this and being influenced by her story and saying, well, I'm going to do that too. And so what they do is they get pregnant and they try to achieve the same fame that she has. And most always they fail. So people are following in their footsteps, and it's creating a very dangerous playground for predators. Senator Ted Cruz, why do we always have to wait for something bad to happen before we step in and make a plan? My appeal to you today is that we put protections in place for these children on YouTube. We need to lobby YouTube to demonetize any channels with kids on them, up to the point of legal consent for those children in that state. These families should not be able to exploit their children any further. At minimum, we need to put in protections like SAG-AFTRA so that these kids will be guaranteed a future and a slice of the pie that they make for their families. We need to protect these kids because these parents are putting profit over the protection and the privacy and the well-being of their own families. Senator Ted Cruz, can you help?